Hi, so this is a quick video on how to use screencast and a slideshow to illustrate your poem, in this case for class. So you'll need to begin by going to screencast-o-matic.com, which you can see here. You can record for free using the free version, which does not allow any editing, but it will allow you to record over and over, and I think it allows maybe up to 15 minutes. You can choose record for free, and you will see launch free recorder. You can also install this through your apps. If you go to your little apps waffle and the web store, you can type in Screencast-O-Matic, and there is a launcher there that'll just make it easily accessible for you on your computer. Now to get started, you'll want to start with your slideshow. So in your Google Drive, you'll select New and a new Google Slideshow. Then you're going to want some pictures that you will use to illustrate your poem. A great place I discovered to do this and make sure that you're not violating copyright is if you go to StudentNet and scroll down, and you will see additional resources over on the right, and you can see image search. Okay, these are databases of images that you can use for class projects that will not violate the owner's copyright. I used Pix4Learning for mine. They have a lot of real life type pictures. They have a search so you can find images, and you will download your images, and that way they'll be very accessible to you. So let's just say you're looking at pictures of weather, pictures of clouds. If this is the cloud image that you choose to use, you will download that image, and then it will be in your downloads so you can easily access it later. Back on your slideshow, after you've saved the images that you want, you're going to insert them. It's easiest to do this and will make them look their best if you use them as backgrounds. So choose slide, change the background, choose image, and then the image that you chose will be in your downloads, and it will insert it as a background. To illustrate your poem, you may choose a series of images rather than a single image. So I'm just going to select Done. I can add another slide, select my next image that I've already saved, and do the same thing. Okay, these are probably some images that I chose yesterday when I was preparing. Okay, so I ended up with a slideshow like this. Now, a couple of other things that you will want to be sure that, or that might be helpful at least, to do is to change the layout of these text boxes. If you choose to add text that is from your poem, you will not want it to take up the entire screen. Remember that this is an illustration of your poem. This is not your actual poem. So you will want a text box that's a lot smaller. So you might choose to delete the text boxes, or if you don't feel that you want any text boxes and you intend only the voiceover to be to show your poem, then you can just choose a blank one by changing the layout. I'm going to leave a text box on this first one. You can see that on my subsequent slides I have not added anything. So if I want to add some of the text, I'm using a poem called As Time Passes by Jenny Fierro. So this is Time Passes by Jenny Fierro. And then I can arrange that text. Again, I don't want it to be too large on there. Be very careful of using colorful fonts on your slideshow. It can be very distracting to look at red and yellow against a very neutral type background. You want to make sure that your poem is the star, not your text. And I'm going to actually make this a wee bit smaller because I don't feel like I need it to be so very large. And then on the other slides, I can add the text for those slides, or I can just use my voiceover. When I'm ready to record on Screencast-O-Matic, okay, you can see that I have it actually already installed on my Chrome browser, and you can just select let me go back to where I was. I'm going to go to Screencast-O-Matic again so that I can show it to you. Perhaps that was the page I wanted to show. I think it has it. You can choose to record your screen only, which would be appropriate for what we're doing with these voiceovers. And then you will select the record button, which looks very similar to the one down here in the bottom left corner of my screen record, and practice talking and reading your poem. You want to make sure that you are very familiar with the words that you've written so that it will sound good. So you may have a title page. Time Passes by Jenny Fierro. As the seconds pass, we look back at what our lives have held. Now see, you will want to have this in present mode as you do so, because that way it will look its best. So you will need a copy of your poem separate from your actual computer. Time Passes by Jenny Fierro. As the seconds pass, we look back at what our lives have held. As the minutes pass, we see what fell through the cracks, part of our lives we withheld. As the hours pass, we think of what we learned, what we have taught, what we have forgot. As the days pass, we wish a lot could be returned. We wish we would have never fought. You hope they forget me not. As years pass, you stand alone. They have all grown, married and gone, or on their own. As your life passes, you stand proud, looking how well they raised their own. You did well, live on. And then you will stop your screen recording, and that will be the end, and you will then be able to save it and upload it into the Dropbox on Schoology. Please let me know if you have any questions.